Right, hello and welcome back everybody. I hope you're all well. Okay, today we're going to have a look at the Switch, my Switch that I bought, Nintendo Switch that I bought 3 or 4 weeks ago now. Now, for some reason I know the reason, but I held off on buying a Switch for the longest time because I felt that although I'd heard good things about the hardware, I felt that the games weren't quite what I wanted. I'm not a big fan of first party Nintendo games, although Mario Kart's obviously an essential buy. And a lot of the games to me just look like ports from PS4 and Xbox, which I'm either already seen or not interested in. And thirdly, there seemed to be a lot of shovelware in amongst it. Glad to admit that I was wrong. Yes, the hardware is very nice. Yeah, quite impressed with that. But I also discovered that the Switch is the best machine for shmups since the glory days of the Sega Saturn and the PC Engine. I'm quite staggered actually I'm still staggered by the amount of downloadable shmups there are, and even more so by the quality of the physical copies you can get in the form mainly of limited edition collections. So yeah, today I'm just going to give you a quick look at the Switch in case any of you haven't got one and might be thinking about buying one, and then we'll have a run through the limited edition shmups that I've managed to get my hands on so far. I've concentrated on that rather than just buying games willy-nilly. I've decided to concentrate on the Shmup collections, some of which are quite expensive. First of all, I'd like to apologise for the lighting. It was fine this morning when I decided to do the video, but now it's gone all dull, and the internal lighting in this room is not great. So if the lighting doesn't look too good to you, then I apologise, and that's the reason why. Okay, let's take a look at the hardware. The first thing you want to do is buy one of these carrying cases. I'm not sure whether this is an official. It's got a little label inside, but there's nothing on it that says it's actually official. It just gives you the usual, Nintendo, Switch, TM and all that. I wouldn't be surprised if it is official because of this. But yeah, you need one of these if you're going to game on the move. And this one, typically that would cost you about a tenner. Brand new. I actually bought this one in Keck second hand, although it is brand new, for £5. So I was quite happy with that. But it's got a lovely zip on it. It's well made, and it's got a good zip. You can tell the zip's not going to pack up on you in a couple of weeks. So yeah, I would. That's the first thing I would go for. And also inside you've got some little pockets to carry around half a dozen games, and if you've got any other things you need to carry, as long as they're not too bulky, you can fit them in this little pocket here. The games go in these little, you can see them up top there. I lost my Switch then. So yeah, it's got this little tag so you can pull your Switch out quite easily. So there's the hardware. We've got infinite mirrors there. Can you see? See me into infinity if your eyes are good enough. Yeah. So basically, that's your screen, and you've got these controllers which I can do it without dropping the thing, which just slide off. And you can use them independently, you know, of the machine. And you can just say slide these off and use them as just, you know, like this. Or they provide you with this little. I've never actually used this, so I'm not sure how they fit on, but I presume you can use them somehow. Yeah, this little thing that acts as a joystick if you want to join your controllers onto there. And then you've got these. These are much like the Wii, you know, where you had the wrist locks or wristbands. And you just slide these on the slide of your controller, and then you can make sure they don't fly through the air, as they once did for me, when you're using them as independent controllers from the actual machine. So I'll just leave that there for a minute because I'm going to need it to show you some of the shmups later on. Now, you know, the good thing about the Switch is the little dock. You can slide your pad into there. I've never actually used this yet because I've always used it as a. But that slides in, and and this acts as a dock, and you can actually use the USB ports at the side to either charge, or you can fix them up to your telly and play big screen, which is one of the main joys of the machine. I mean, I've only used it as a handheld so far, but I'll get round to attaching it to the screen. Because one of the games I bought online, Hot Shots Racing, is like a throwback to the 90s, and apart from playing it handheld, I would like to see it on the big screen, which has a double advantage for me because it saves me buying it on the PS4. So thus saving me money to play on the big screen. And the other thing you get is just the normal charger. Battery life is about, I don't know, 3 hours. But one thing you need to know that I didn't find out until recently actually is that when you power it off, you don't just power it off for 1 second. You have to power it off for about 3 or 4 seconds, hold the button, and then a little menu comes up saying that you can power it off completely. I was wondering why I was losing power when I wasn't actually using it, and all I was doing apparently was putting it into sleep mode. So that's something worth knowing that I didn't know, which is handy to know. Right, now I'll show you the other bits of paraphernalia I've got for it later on, but we'll just move into the actual games. I have to switch glasses here because I can't see to read in those. Right, this was the first one I bought. This is the Shmup Collection. It's a 5,000 limited edition. As you can see, this is number 3298. And on here we've got, ostensibly we've got 3 games. Cetasius, which is a horizontal shooter, Arm 7, which is a robot horizontal shooter, and Wolflame, which is vertical. Now, it has actually 2 other games on it. I mean, this collection is, as I say, it's a limited. It's different. I found that it was various prices, but I managed to get one for about just under 30 quid, I think, which is quite good because some people are charging north of 40 quid for it. But you do have two other games, the Cetasius and the Arms 7, have both got advanced graphical versions of the game. So, you know, essentially you're getting, I suppose you could argue that you're getting 5 games. I don't know if there's any difference in the gameplay on the enhanced versions, but having said that, they're all 3 of the games, if you just take them as the 3 games, are very decent shooters. And later on I'm going to show you, I've actually got this one in my machine at the moment. Later on I'm actually going to show you a little gadget I've bought that enhances greatly your experience on vertical shooters, the ones that go that way. Because when you're playing a normal vertical shmup, you lose almost 2/3 of the screen, because you have the game in the middle and then you have big borders either side. Anyway, we'll go into that a bit later. Now the first limited edition box sets I bought were the Psycheo shooting stars. That's the Alpha edition. They're broken up into 2 because obviously Psycheo have done quite a lot of games. And on this one you have 6 games. You have Strikers 1945, 1945 2 and 3, Dragon Blaze, Soul Divide and Zero Gunner 2. So these are all Psycheo games. You can see some screenshots in the back there. Now, of course, these being limited editions, you don't only get the games. You get lots of little bits and pieces inside. As soon as I figure out how to get the thing open, I'll give you a look. Okay, now you just take the outer jacket off, and inside you've got the actual box with the stuff inside. No, I don't know if this is the one that they sent me on. Yeah. Now this just goes to, I mean, this was sealed when I got it, and it just goes to show that sometimes you can even get a dodgy sealed copy, because when it came to me, it had a fault on the flap there. You see it's hanging off a bit. And I dare say I can stick it down with Scotch tape, but that's not the point. That shouldn't happen with a brand new game, and it's obviously some sort of manufacturing defect, or it's happened when it's been packed up. So yeah, so you have on the top you have the actual games. I haven't unsealed this yet because I haven't played any of those. And then you have, these are the soundtracks. For the games. Let's say there's 6 games in, so obviously you've got 3 discs in there. Very nice if you like soundtracks. And you have 3 games on disc 1, 2 on disc 2, and just 1 on disc 3, which must be a longer. You can just see there names of the games. So yeah, you get that, and then you also get a little pack of postcards with scenes from all of the games. So all of these I've left sealed up so far, but I will get round to. I mean, I haven't had them that long, but yeah, I will get round to playing them eventually. I think I'll just leave them unpacked at the moment, and I can put them all back together later on. Right, just love all that gear out of the way. Just indulge me for a second. Okay, that's going to be pain. Now we've made it. Okay, so that's the Alpha edition. Now this is the Bravo edition, the red one. And this one contains Gunbird, Gunbird 2, Gunbarish, Tengai, Samurai Aces, and something in Japanese which I can't quite read at the moment. As far as I know, this one came without any faults, if you like. No, this one came as it should. Okay, but inside you've got exactly the same setup. You've got the postcards. You've got the Bravo edition. Another 6 games, and then you've got the Gunbird, Gunbird 2, Samurai Aces 2, 3. Doesn't seem to be. Oh, Gunbird, yeah, that one I couldn't read. Must have been one of the Samurai Aces games. But there again, you have. Again, that one is unsealed, so I'll leave it that way. So yeah, I mean, you can see the idea. You just get, as is usual with these limited editions, you just get a load of guff with them. If you like that sort of thing as I do, well, that's good. Right, just throw these out the way. Good. Okay, now this one I just got a couple of days ago. There's a story behind this one. The guy I bought it from off eBay, this one was 60 quid, the Visara Collection. I mean, you can buy the games on the Nintendo eShop for. There's 2 games in there. I think there's 3. There's a hidden game in there. You can buy them on the eShop fairly cheaply. As I say, this was 60 quid. I think it was 3 quid postage. But the guy I bought it off didn't send it. He apologised later and said that he'd been working, very, very long hours and just slipped his mind. So when I got eBay involved, he decided he'd better get it sent. But when I got it, eventually, I was pleasantly surprised to see some of these open from the. Yeah, this one opens from the side. I was pleasantly surprised to see that it contained these 3 items, which I'm going to show you here. When Strictly Limited Games brought that out, apparently it was delayed. And everybody that pre-ordered it, they sent them this little thank you card. Sorry, sorry it's late. And also another postcard and a little coaster. These came in with the game, but separate from it, and actually it didn't have them on the listing for the game. So I was very surprised when I got those, and happy, because to me that makes the game more or less complete. So in the Visara Collection, you have again the soundtrack. You have this very nice hardback book. I'll show you. If find anything interesting in there. This is mainly about the characters in the game, not headshots, but yeah, there's a few screenshots in there as well. And you know, just the usual stuff you get in these art books, a bit of artwork. Mainly it's, I think it's more or less about the characters in the game, and also you get these which you can't actually get out without tipping the box up, so right, here we go. Yep, made it. You get stickers of the ships in the game, and then you get this poster, which is going to be difficult to show you from this. Where are we? We should be around that way, shouldn't we? I won't be able to get it all in, but you get a general idea. And then last but not least, you get the Sara physical collection. So it's got this is different from the ordinary. It's got strictly limited in the corner there. I mean, these strictly limited games, sort of limited editions, collector's editions, whatever you want to call them, they normally sell out prior to release. So if you missed them, the only way you can buy them is to do what I did and go to eBay. I mean, actually 60 quid plus postage wasn't a bad price compared to some of the prices I've seen. So you get a nice little box there, and that slides into the main box, the main cover. You've got all the guff on the back there. Yeah, so I was quite pleased to get that one when it eventually arrived. And then this one I actually bought second hand, because it's a bit of a bugger to find at a decent price new. It's well into three figures. This is the R-Type Dimensions X limited edition. That's the outer casing with all the info on. This is another one that, if I remember rightly, opens up from the side. Right. Okay. Now what we get in here, I'll just show you this. Inside, when you open it up, you get this little pocket, which I will now open. And inside of there you get some dog tags inscribed R-Type Dimensions X, weirdly enough. So I don't quite know what relevance the dog tags have to the game. Perhaps it's got some story element to it. And then inside the box we have another art book. When I first got this, I thought, oh, that's a bit tatty. See this up here? What's over there? It's got all faded, but in actual fact, I went online and saw another couple of unboxings, and it is actually a part of the cover. Same on the back there, you can see, oh, what's all that? So I spilled some coffee on it or something. But no, it is actually part of it. And in there you have usual stuff, just some screenshots from the game, Some of the ships there. They don't vary much, these I like these hardback books, but they don't vary very much from game to game. And then you get a set of 3 postcards. And, a set of 5 postcards. So this is all pretty standard stuff for these collector's editions, and then you get a couple of marquees, I think you call them, type of stuff that would have been on the arcade cabinet, the original art type, you know. I don't know exactly what you do with them. And then inside you've got the game itself, which is still sealed. I haven't got round to playing that one yet. So yeah, there you have my little collection of limited editions. There are several more that I need. There's a Darius Cosmic Collection, which is a couple of £100. That one, because it sold out at a clip online. And then there's a game called Esprade or Esprade Sai, which is a Japanese only game, which you can buy as a standalone game, but also there's a collector's edition of it, which I would rather have. But I haven't seen any collector's editions from an English seller. I mean, obviously you want to be buying it from an English seller because it's well into 3 figures, and then you've got maybe £30 import taxes on that, so you've got to factor that in on top of your normal postage. So yeah, you want to be buying it from an English seller if at all possible. Now the only other 2 games I have to show you are, I bought that one just for £12. It's like a 3D shooter, Contra Rogue Corps. Not bad actually. You can't see the screenshots very well on the back there, but it's just a 3D roam around thing where you've got to complete certain missions. I've played that one a little bit, and then the obligatory Mario Kart Deluxe. I mean, I've played that to death on the Wii U. It's just I was interested to see how it played on a handheld. I mean, that is 3 years. How long's the Switch been out now? Just nearly 3 years, I think. And it's hardly moved. Second-hand prices, it's still £42 that was. Luckily, I had £40 worth of Kex vouchers, so it didn't actually cost me anything, but I thought I might as well spend it on that, something that I actually wanted, and buy maybe 2 or 3 other games. Now, the other things I have to show you are accessories, which all of you might not need, but if you're a shmupper, I had to have these. Right, this is the Daemon X Machina branded Split Pad Pro. Basically, it's the same as the controllers that you have with the machine, but they are proper sort of like arcade style, big buttons, big thumb grips. You can do other things like turbo and what have you. Unfortunately, I find that although they're better for people like me with bigger hands, I find that there's a little bit of travel on the stick, which is a bit tricky when you're playing a twitch shooter, where you've got to move around very quickly. But apart from that, they're very good. Now the last bit of kit I'm going to show you is absolutely essential for shmupping. Now these are very scarce in the UK because they come from some site in America called Fan Gamers, I think it is. I mean, they're not very expensive. They're only about $12–14, I think, to buy, but for some reason they've become quite scarce both here and in America. And it doesn't look much, it just looks like a bit of plastic, which essentially is what it is. But what it does, it helps you to play. Well, it doesn't help you. It plays the vertical games in their proper ratio. In other words, you put the machine in that way, and you can play 3 times as big as it normally would be. I think I've just got time here to before the video goes ape and tells me I'm running out of room. I think I've got room to just hopefully show you. All you do is you slide your controllers on as you would your ordinary machine, so they go on like that. Okay, then you turn your machine on. Okay, just bear with me a minute, I'll have to get a game up so I can show you the joy of it. Okay. Okay. Bear with me a minute while I get the game working. So I've got the right game up here. Right. Okay, what's going on? Maybe I'll have to. Now you can only slide it in. You can only slide it in one way, and it has to go in where the on-off switch is. So you slide it into the. So it sits like so, and then you just hope that you can get it working, which for some reason it isn't. It is working, but it's working for the wrong game. Sadly, I should have set this up before. I don't quite know why it's not going to the game I want to show you. But I'll try and correct that. I'll tell you what, I will, as soon as it's finished loading, I will try another game I know should work. That's the only problem. It does take a long time loading. Okay, we will try that. No, this one's going to behave itself. Okay, hopefully we get that. Yep, there we go. So as you can see, you get a nice big screen the way it should be, the way it was in the arcade, rather than just a pokey little screen in the middle of your horizontal display. Yeah, so that's the flip grip. I would say I would definitely try and get one. They're tricky to find, but have a go. I found one eventually. So yeah, that's it for the Switch Shmups, guys. I'll have to go because I've got a feeling this is going to tell me I'm running out of room soon on the pad. So until next time, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.